Hello and good afternoon and welcome to Love Your Business TV. I am Adrian Peck. I am the presenter of Love Your Business TV. I'm also the founder of Better Never Stops. We deliver business advice and coaching programs to business owners and entrepreneurs who run or want to run £1 million plus turnover businesses. I am also the author of How to Fall Back in Love with Your Business, the Entrepreneur's Guide to Rediscovering Your Mojo and Enjoying Every Day by Living Your Dream. Now, yes, I've had a haircut. This is my COVID haircut. I have to be honest, I bloody hate it, but it's short and it does a purpose at the moment. Yes, that's that time at the moment. My hair was getting very long, so I'm sure many other people are out there the same as well. So again, welcome to Love Your Business TV and to this week. I can get this going, and we have a bit of a celebration in a way. This is our 10th. This is our 10th show, which you have to celebrate these milestones. I started this going obviously 10 weeks ago, before the lockdown and stuff happened, and we're still going strong. The ironic thing is, apparently, there's a statistic out there that says that podcasts never get past the 7th, or very few podcasts get past their 7th episode. So I'm very pleased I've got past that in number 10. This is pretty uncomfortable for me. The whole doing this stuff live is quite out of my comfort zone, but that's what life's about, really, isn't it? It's about challenging yourself and taking yourself out of your comfort zone. So we're on program number 10, which is absolutely fantastic. Let me just share this screen a bit more with you. And let's look at what we're doing today. So with, as always, we are live now on YouTube and on Facebook. The broadcast then turns into a podcast, which goes out on Spotify, Apple, and on Google Podcasts, so you can catch up with us on the go. Again, thank you for the great feedback I've had from the last week and the previous weeks. It's nice to see the momentum growing every single week, and me reaching far and wide. I know the podcast is downloaded in America and the US, would you believe, on Apple. So welcome and thank you for joining us. Really, the purpose of this is I'm very, very passionate, of course, what I do about helping business owners. So the whole concept of this is I wanted to provide a platform every single week for entrepreneurs and business owners to come and get some free advice to help them grow their businesses and turn all their hard work into something a bit more meaning. My big passion is that business owners out there work so hard to grow their businesses, so at times they can get very lost. So the whole idea of this is that I can help them and give them a guiding hand to really help them succeed in their businesses, earn more money, work less hours, and most importantly, have more fun in what they're doing. As always, please reach out to me. You can always catch up on all our previous shows on loveyourbusiness.tv. That takes you through to the page on our Better Never Stops website. You can reach out to me as well on email, adrian.peck@peckuk.com. Please do, and keep all those comments coming. It's really, really heartwarming to see the feedback we get. It does, because you're obviously staring into a camera doing this live thing, so it does actually start meaning something. So moving on to this week, we have over the last 3 weeks now been talking about personal ambition, actually 4 weeks, talking about the personal ambition plan. And the reason behind it is as I've been talking to lots of business owners that are, in lockdown situation, and they've kind of had to put their business on hold. It's actually a really great time to invest some time into your business, and particularly about getting back to your values and what you and your business are all about. So the last few weeks I've taken you through, we've done a bit right early back on, which is around a very motivational piece around geniuses, whether they are born or whether they can be made. And the whole point of it was to demonstrate to you that with the right process and the right mindset, you can achieve anything you want. So if you want to go jump back onto that, that's about 4 weeks ago. It was entitled something along the line, the Formula to Success. That's what it was called, Formula to Success. If you want to jump back on that one, it's a really good presentation that I've done. I've done it many times to lots of people. So based on that, we've then moved on, and I've taken you through the process of doing your personal values, income and purpose, and we took you through the steps on that. Last week, we looked at exiting your business and why that's really important to think about up front, particularly with the circumstances we're in now. And this week, I want to talk to you about the personal vision map. This process is normally part of my kind of a 4-week strategy program I do with business owners. So I'm being pretty generous here to give you this content for absolutely free that I'm sharing with you. Of course, it's also available in a lot more depth actually in my book as well. And all the stuff there is in chapter 1. It's all around strategy and building your strategy. And you can download the tools that I discuss as well. They're all on my website. If you go to betterneverstops.global and then /free business tools, again, all the tools and information are all on there for you to use and to share far and wide as well. So please do. So again, last week we talked about exiting your business, and this week I want to move on then to a personal vision map. And I'm going to take you through that and show you how you can create it. So from the personal values, income and purpose statements we've done, what you should now have is a series of goals, your values, some ideas about your legacy you want to leave, and what your exit looks like. What are the things that are really, really important to you? What's your kind of big purpose? And then some stuff around income and values that you want in terms of financial aspects. So you've kind of got all these things out there and you've got them written down, which is absolutely great. However, there's a little bit of a problem with that. And a problem as much as business owners, we want something more. As entrepreneurs, we tend to be we are quite creative thinkers, and we like to visualize stuff. Having stuff written down is great, but we like to have it in our heads. We like to be able to see this stuff. So as I've been working with business owners since 2011, it's one of the things that I saw and something that I wanted to create for business owners. So I saw that when I was doing their strategy plans for them, we'd get all this great stuff done, we'd write all these plans down, and we'd go through all this process, and then they would write this stuff down, but then it kind of disappears in a cupboard somewhere and really doesn't get looked at that often. So I wanted to create something that was a lot more visual and something that the business owners, entrepreneurs would see a lot of frequent, and it would then be there to ground them and to motivate them on a daily basis. So I can remember back, I read a book quite a few years ago. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It goes back to the 1930s, this book, would you believe? And he talks about in his book the power of visualization. And it's been copied many times since in various different forms. And in reality, it's the same stuff that, golfers, footballers, rugby, a lot of sports people will visualize their stuff before they go and take that shot or do that important bit. You very much will see it for a penalty taker. You always see golfers as they're lining up that shot. They're visualizing this stuff in their head and getting the right thoughts into their head. So it's about having that thoughts in your head all the time about motivating you to that place. And that's very much what I've kind of put together. The part of this concept was that some friends of mine, Alison and Andy, up on their office wall, Andy has this big map of the world, and he's a great traveler. Him and Alison love to go traveling, and he would have in there the pins that were the places he'd been, and then have a different color pin for the places that he wanted to go. And that was kind of a bit of a eureka moment for me, really going, great, this is what I need. I need to have this visualization map of how my business owners and entrepreneurs that I work with can actually then start to visualize what they want to achieve. And this is kind of where the personal vision map came from. So it's kind of important to give a little bit of background about it. So what is it? There's 3 really key rules that you have to have. It needs to be big. Okay, this personal vision map needs to be big. Now, being big, I'm talking about something that's really going to go on a wall, or that kind of size. It needs to be a big size board that you're going to put together. And on that board, you're going to put some visualizations. You're going to put some things that are going to mean stuff that links back to your goals and values and that kind of stuff, which I'll go through in a second with you. So it needs to be big. The bigger it is, the stronger it's going to be as well. It needs to be something you're going to see really ideally daily. So it's always in your mind's eye, or you're always glancing at it, or you can go to it when you have those dark days. You know, running businesses and being entrepreneurs is bloody hard work. And we have some dark days at times. We have some days where the whole world feels it's against you. And you want that place just to sit and reflect and go, yeah, this is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm doing it. This is what it's all about. Right, ready to go again. And it's kind of a reset process. The other thing about it is the visualizations of it and what you're going to use for images, which I'll share with you in a second. They need to be really emotive. The more and more personal and emotive they are to you, the stronger and stronger your personal vision map will be. Okay, so it's really key. So the three key rules are: one, it needs to be as big as possible. Three, it needs to be one, it needs to be big as possible. Two, it needs to be somewhere you can see daily, ideally. And then third, it needs to be emotive. It needs to be really personal to you. Okay, so let me take you through. So we've got your personal vision map. Let's take you through the process of what you need to do. And I say this is really personal. And I'm going to share with you one that I've done quite a few years ago, or bits of one that I've done quite a few years ago. I can't share any with you that my clients have done, actually, because most of them I've never seen. It's not something for me to see. I take the business owners and entrepreneurs through the process of it, and really it should be that personal to them that actually they don't want to show me, and I purposely don't go there with it. So it needs to be personal. So what I want you to think about is, when you've written down your personal VIPs, your values, incomes, and purpose statements, you're going to end up with things like goals, values, what your legacy is going to be, what your exit looks like, what are the things that are really, really important to you, what's your big purpose, what does that financial stuff look like as well, or what does it give you? And this is the hard bit, really. This is the bit where you've got to sit in a bit and slightly in a darkened room, if you like, and really get in and think about this stuff. And again, bring that emotive, personal bit out. Is, what does that goal look like? How do you visualize that goal? What's that image that you have in your head? Okay. From that goal, you then want to jump onto Google. Jump onto Google. Obviously, there are other search engines available, and put that terminology, whatever's coming to your head, I want you to go and put that into the search bar in Google and go and find some images. If you click along and put images in, you'll see some images that will come out that will trigger, hopefully start triggering what that goal means to you, or what that goal is to you. It's the same with your values and your legacy and all the other things that are on this sheet, really. What are those? How do you visualize that? Okay, what does that mean to you? What's in your head when you see those words or see those statements written down? And that's the really powerful bit that's going to be on your personal vision map. Okay, so that's starting to hopefully make some sense. So it's about getting those statements, looking at them and reading at them, and then putting some search terms into Google, and then pulling out the images. And ideally, you want those images. I've got a big wall that I've got all my stuff on, and those images, I've got one image is pretty much on an A4 sheet, either landscape or portrait, and that's my visual for those ones. And I tend to have about half a dozen or so on my personal vision map. I refresh it quite often, so it keeps it fresh and it keeps it in my head. But that's what you want to do. You know, you've got to make it personal. That's the really, really strong thing I can't urge you to do enough. The more and more personal it is, the more emotive it is to you, the stronger this personal vision map is going to be. So let me share you with one of mine. This is my personal vision map, or kind of bits of it from probably about 5 or 6 years ago now, at least. And I'll take you through a couple of some of the squares really. So the hopefully you can see up here, the this one here, sorry, is a holiday. At the time, I wasn't taking much time off. I was at the time, this is about 6-7 years ago, I was really building my business. I very rarely took holidays, particularly any quite exotic holidays. So on my goals was to go and take some holidays, and this really was the vision I had of something quite personal that was about going on holiday and being in, just being in paradise, if you like. The second one is some golf clubs. No surprises there in terms of it's something that I'd dropped out of, I'd habitually not stopped doing, was actually playing golf. I love playing golf. Golf doesn't love me that much, but I love playing golf. And I love the kind of networking aspect of it as well. And this signified me getting back and playing golf. As it turned out, I actually then joined For Business about the same time as well. And it led me to being playing golf every month and networking. Hey, hey. This picture up the top here, this is the beloved Portman Road, where Ipswich Town play, of course. And this signified actually spending more time with my son. And this was about going, and we kind of brought a season ticket type thing, and we started going to football every Saturday, and I'm spending more and more time with him, doing something that I know that he was kind of getting into. He was quite young at the time. So it's quite, as this is quite personal, and you can see how personal it can be, but it visualizes me sitting with Hayden watching football on a Saturday. So the suit, what does the suit mean? The suit mean, at the time, I was a bit of a fat bastard. And the suit signified me losing weight. And I promised myself, once I got down to my target weight, I was going to buy myself a suit. So that was my visualization on that. The Audi, this is an Audi A6, of course. This was signified the fact that at the time I had quite a shitty car, and I promised myself once I hit my monthly target in terms of my revenue, I got my business where I wanted to be, I was going to buy myself a brand new car, which I did. I'm very pleased to say. I also then had a target on my personal vision map, which is about where I want to get my business on a monthly turnover. I'm quite a sucker for quotes and stuff. This is actually, the first part of this quote is actually from Muhammad Ali. If my mind can conceive it and my heart can believe it, then I can achieve it. It's something I tell myself every single day. And hopefully that's why I achieve quite a lot as well. And then I put my own bit in it, which I have a plan, actions, focus, focus, focus. So this was my kind of stuff. So hopefully you get an idea from that about what your personal vision map should look like. Again, it's got to be personal. It's got to go back to your VIPs, your values, income, and purpose statements that you've written, and you've got hold of those. It's got to be really, really personal. And then, it becomes that very strong visualization, and that hopefully will motivate you. I get all my every client that I work with, we always go through and do this process. And I've got one of my clients has got it in a dartboard in his office, and he can open the doors up and close the doors on this dartboard. I've got a couple of people I know that have put walls up in, or done it in walls in their house, in their kind of studies and stuff. One of them guy put a pin board up and put all this stuff on a big pin board. So it gives you an idea of how you can reiterate it as well. It's really, really, really powerful. I emphasize enough actually how strong this stuff can be. That's just in your mind eye every single day as you see this stuff. And it's so powerful, really, really powerful stuff to have. So that's it. You can go onto the website again. There's a copy of the personal vision map that I've just shared with you. And if you need any help at all, obviously just reach out to me. Very happy to help you in any way I can. We can jump on a Zoom call, as the thing is these days. So next week, we're going to look at the fun plan. Many business owners get in a rut with their business. They end up falling out of love with it. it turns into a job. They hate going to work on a Monday. And the one thing I'm really, really strong about with business owners is that business should be fun. Running your business should be fun. If it isn't fun, stop bloody doing it, because life isn't worth it. And the journey is more important than the destination. So next week, we're going to look at that. I'm going to take you through how to create that fun plan and how to make sure you stick to it as well. So really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to sharing that with you. Thanks ever so much again for joining us this week. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Again, if you want a free copy of my book, just reach out to me. I will send you a free copy. I won't even charge you the postage or anything, so I can get that to you. So lastly, stay safe. Okay, don't be afraid to reach out to me, adrian.peck@peckuk.com. And you can go on to loveyourbusiness.tv and catch up all the previous shows as well. And that's it. And remember, better never stops. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.